Welcome to another video on understanding inequalities. This should be used as a warm-up question, meaning that you should already have some prior knowledge on how to read an algebraic expression, understanding the symbols of inequalities, and also having the knowledge of substitution or substituting of values, trial and error method. These are all the different techniques that you should be having the knowledge of before proceeding to this question. Again, check out the other videos on mathmojis, which is quite helpful in graphing as well. So let's jump into this real world example where inequalities are used. A four-wheel drive tour of Canyon de Chelly National Monument in Arizona costs $45 for the first vehicle and $15 for each additional vehicle. How many vehicles can the Velo family take on the tour if they want to spend no more than $100? Let's, before even jumping into the math aspect of it, let's take a look at Canyon de Chelly National Monument in Arizona. It's quite famous if in 50s and 60s and 70s. If you have seen most of the movies, the where you have these canyons and cowboys and all that ranger movies, you will come across this for sure. When I researched on this, the most recent movie that was filmed in this national monument area near the canyons is Johnny Depp's Lone Ranger. So I haven't seen anything, but yeah, it's quite famous sight. Well, now let's jump into the math aspect of it. So what they're saying is the cost of one vehicle is $45, and if you have additional vehicles that you're taking in with your as a family package, they're going to charge you $15 for every other vehicle or a car. Now, this is your initial value. $45 is the initial value plus 15 times n, where n represents number of vehicles. So can be used to represent the cost of n plus 1 vehicle. So basically your n cannot be 1. If n is 1, for every second vehicle, you're going to substitute 15 times 2 here, because the cost of the first vehicle is $45. Now the family wants to spend no more than $100. So there is a condition for them. And the condition is that they don't want to spend more than $100. So how would you set up the inequality? So you should write in this situation as $45 plus 15 times n less than or equal to $100. It can be less or equal. So since there is no replacement set that is provided by them, we need to estimate the values. So let's just say understanding starting the n at 6. So you can do guess and check, and you can start with 3. There is no set rules for it. But what happens if you put a bigger number? And let's see the highest and the lowest limits of this question. So let's just start with n equals to 6 and then adjust the values up or down as needed. So 45 plus 15 times n is less than or equal to 100. This is the original equality. So you need to check by substituting n as 6. So 15 times 6, what would that be? So 15 times 6 is 90. 90 plus 45 is 135. So what do you think is 135? Is it greater or less? So definitely 45 plus 90 is 135. I apologize for this error. This should have been 135. 135 is not less than or equal to 100. So this statement is too high. Like this cannot be true. So this is false statement. So you can check with using another number. So let's just say your n is 3. So let's just say what happens when your n is 3. So 15 times 3 we all know what 15 times 3 is 45. 45 plus another 45, that would be 90. Now, the difference between 90 and 100 is $10. You cannot fit in another half vehicle or a full vehicle, because half doesn't work, and if you add another whole vehicle it would be another $15. So 90 plus 15, that would have bumped up to 105. Again, that statement would have been false. So we are stuck with the limit of 3 or less. So I hope that made sense to you. I'll repeat that again, because if you substitute a number greater than 3 here, your value would be greater than 90. You can substitute 1, 2, and 3. Those are your best options, but 1 we are not considering because we know that that's $45. But you can take 2 or 3 vehicles, but definitely not beyond 3, meaning 4 will not work and so on, 5 will not work, and 6 doesn't work. So I hope these practical statements are quite helpful for you to understand the real life scenario where inequalities would come into picture. So again, go through some other videos on substituting and verifying true or false statements, and then you will understand how it makes sense. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Have a blessed day. Bye bye.